Brazilian football club released a video asking its fans to surrender their souls. Burning stars, hooded figures, a cauldron. They called it the Pact. 2 months later, the club was relegated. Now, Brazil's national team just launched their 2026 World Cup jersey. And what people found hidden in the design connects to a pattern that goes far beyond one club. It started with a jersey. This jersey was made in partnership with the Jordan brand, Michael Jordan's label. It is the first time in history that the Jumpman logo has appeared on a national football team's jersey. The contract between Brazil's Football Confederation and Nike is worth $100 million per year, running until 2038. And the creative concept behind the jersey, according to Jordan's general director, was built around the psychology of imminent danger. Pay close attention to those words. They said it openly. This jersey was designed to cause fear. The visual pattern on the jersey comes from a print called elephant print, which imitates the texture of elephant skin. It was originally created in 1988 for the Air Jordan 3 sneaker. But for this jersey, Nike adapted the pattern using elements from Brazilian wildlife, focusing specifically on predators. The goal, according to the designers, was to project aggression and danger. The shade of blue is darker than any away jersey Brazil has ever worn. The cuffs and collar are black, and the overall style was described by its own creators as dark and intimidating. And it was not just the print. The official launch video shows the canary, Brazil's national team mascot, trapped inside a cage. The soundtrack turns heavy and ominous. The bird then transforms into a red-eyed crow, breaks out of the cage, and flies into a dark, heavy sky, merging with a flock of black birds. That is the visual they chose to represent the Brazilian national team. When the jersey was released, people began studying the dark shapes layered over the blue fabric and identified forms that go far beyond Brazilian wildlife. Many influencers started sharing across social media a silhouette that closely resembles a horned figure, something they compared to Baphomet, one of the most recognized symbols in the occult. Even a former Brazilian minister of culture publicly stated that it is impossible not to see a demonic figure on the front of the jersey. On top of that, in some of the official promotional photos, the players appear covering one of their eyes, a gesture associated with the all-seeing eye. And there is one more detail that most people missed entirely. On the inside of the collar, printed inside a diamond shape, are the words Vai Braça. Nike explained that Braça was meant as an affectionate nickname for Brazil. But thousands of Brazilians responded on social media saying this expression has never been used by fans. Many drew a connection to an entity from Afro-Brazilian spiritual traditions called Exu Braça, associated with fire, courage, and conquest. Whether Nike did this intentionally is not the claim here. But if this expression was never popular among Brazilians, where did the choice come from? The Bible gives a very direct instruction for situations like this. In 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, it says, "Test all things, hold fast what is good, and abstain from every form of evil." Paul did not only say to flee from evil. He said, flee from the appearance of evil. In other words, if something looks wrong, if your heart feels uneasy, the instruction is clear. And there is something else you need to know. This is not limited to Brazil's national team. There is a pattern across world football, clubs that have openly adopted the figure of the devil as part of their identity. Manchester United in England has carried a red devil holding a trident at the center of its crest since 1970. Their official nickname is the Red Devils. AC Milan in Italy has an official mascot, a devil called Il Diavolo, designed by Warner Brothers. America de Cali in Colombia has used a devil with a trident on its badge since 1940. And this case is particularly striking. For decades, the club won nothing. Colombian fans said the losing streak was caused by their own mascot. Then, in 1979, coach Gabriel Ochoa Uribe, a deeply religious man, demanded that they remove the devil from the crest as a condition for him to take the job. The board agreed. And what happened next? America de Cali won 6 Colombian titles, 5 of them in a row, and reached 3 Copa Libertadores finals. When the coach left and the devil returned to the badge, the club was relegated to the 2nd division. Coincidence? But the most recent and most shocking case happened in Brazil. In October 2024, Atlético Paranaense launched a campaign called O Pacto, the Pact. The club was at risk of relegation and released a video featuring burning 5-pointed stars, skulls, crows, a cauldron, and hooded figures. The narration in the video said these exact words. It asked fans to surrender their souls. Think about that. And what was the result? 2 months later, Atlético Paranaense was relegated to the 2nd division, right in the year of the club's centenary. The pact saved no one. It only brought disappointment. And the Bible already showed what happens when someone, desperate for victory, seeks the occult instead of seeking God. Saul was the first king of Israel. He was anointed by God himself. But he disobeyed and lost his communion with the Lord. And when the Philistines prepared to attack, God no longer answered him. Not through dreams, not through prophets, not through anything. And what did Saul do? Instead of repenting, he went looking for a medium. And many people today do the same thing. When the result does not come, when someone needs an answer urgently, that is the moment when they are most vulnerable. And they will accept anything that promises power, money, no matter where it comes from. And what was the end of Saul's life? The Bible says that on the very next day, he and his 3 sons died in battle against the Philistines. And this shows that the devil promises answers, but he delivers destruction. And this is exactly what the system does. It does not wait for you to kneel before an altar directly. It only needs you to normalize things, so that when you see a jersey with a questionable design, you wear it anyway. Because after all, everyone else is wearing it. They want you to think play sinister sounds cool instead of play beautiful. They want you to accept joy that terrifies instead of joy that inspires. And vai Braça instead of vai Brasil. And going back to the jersey, there is a psychological phenomenon called pareidolia, the tendency to see faces or shapes where none were intended. But considering the official video showed the canary transforming into a crow, the players posing with heavy expressions, and all of these dark elements layered together, it no longer seems accidental. There is something spiritual behind all of this. But the question remains, why with every passing year do the symbols get heavier, darker, and more direct? And at the same time, people accept them more willingly. This is not random. And it is not just marketing. Something is happening in the spiritual realm that explains exactly what we are seeing. 20 years ago, if someone had used a burning star in a football club's campaign, they would have been sued. Today, it goes viral, generates comments, and sells jerseys by the thousands. So what changed was not the sales strategy. What changed was the hearts of people. What is macabre became style. What is sinister became a compliment. What is dark became a trend. And people are not just accepting it, they are desiring it. They chase everything that is dark and call it personality. This has a name in the Bible. In 1 John chapter 4, verse 3, it says that the spirit of the Antichrist is already at work in the world. It inverts values so slowly that by the time you notice, you are already applauding what you should be rejecting. And look at what is happening. The most watched films and series in the world are horror. The most played songs openly reference pacts and darkness. Fashion shows grow darker every season, filled with deformed figures. And now, the jersey of Brazil's national team, representing 200 million people before the entire world, carries a style that Nike itself calls sinister. It was not a mistake. It was a choice. And whoever made that choice knows exactly what they are doing. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to wake you up. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who is not paying attention yet. subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because what is coming next will change the way you see everything.